them was the materials they used. The third was the energy they used. And the fourth is artificial intelligence driven by big data. So in our lifetime, you and I are living our lives in the creation and the maturation of the fourth industrial revolution. So we just wanted to take a minute before we skedaddle off of this subject and try to explain to you in as simple terms as we can what's going on. There's a wonderful book called Platform Revolution. If you haven't read that book, of all the books, of all the places you could go for information, if you simply read that singular book, I think you would sit it down and you would go, aha, I get it. Now, here's the best way we can explain it to you, because there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace, in our industry, because everybody, once we started using the word platform, that we were building a platform, the entire industry immediately said, we have a platform, we have a platform, we built a platform, we've had our platform forever, right? And we just wanted to try as simply as is humanly possible to not nerd out on you, but at the same time give you some functional understanding about what's going on in your industry. So we put together two graphics. We want to show you the platform of the past, which actually for most of our competitors is the platform of the present.
Yes, and the way that we think about this is that you know you're in this world when the agent is the platform. And so the reason those little agent purple lines is because if you're having to log into system 1 and then log into system 2 and use either Excel spreadsheets or VAs or admin staff or chasing down agents to get information or chasing down different systems, if you're doing that work, you're the platform. And those systems may roughly, loosely log into each other or talk to each other, but they don't actually make your life simpler. That's how you know you're kind of in the old world model of a platform.
Yeah, so the tech on the far left doesn't communicate with the tech on the far right.
Not in a way that allows you to not have to do anything.
Right, that's exactly right. So we just coined the phrase bolt-on technology, because you can bolt all that together, and in the absence of anything else, it actually appears like things are getting better, that the software is potentially even talking to each other. But that's not what's going on.
And the biggest problem with this, when we did all of those research, that year that you and I were building our plan and doing research with our top agents in the labs, the problem with this model is that as your business grows, the complexity grows. And your time inside these systems grows, and your time working with VAs and operational staff grows, and your expenses grow. And so while you're trying to build a scalable real estate business, you find yourself having to scale all these functional operational tasks that don't provide any value to your business. That's the problem with that model.
Right, that's right. So if we look at what the fourth industrial revolution is, it's a tech platform is what you build on, right? The platform becomes the floor with an endless consumer experience ceiling. So the platform is built around two ideas. Number one is connected data. And connected data simply means that the data has been trained for a specific industry, and then the data has been pieced together to create what you would call microservices. Okay? So you do that, and then you prime the pump for your AI. And when you are ready, when you have those two things, you're ready to go build specific application dashboards. So the difference between that screen and that screen is in here the software is in those circles. Here the software is in the purple. I said that right?
That's exactly right.
The software is in those circles, and it doesn't actually effectively talk to each other.
Which again, you feel that when you talk to your technology vendors and they have to spend energy and time integrating other systems, that's because they have to go into their independent software code and get them to talk to each other. And a platform is completely different. The platform just says, here's how you talk to our ecosystem, and everyone can plug in, which we're going to talk about more tomorrow.
So again, the simple, yeah, you're going to see AI in the new command.
That's right.
You'll begin to experience it today. You'll start seeing the benefits what artificial intelligence can do if everybody is connected to the same platform. So again, imagine that the consumer is using your app, And because, remember, the consumer is just using a dashboard, their phone is just a dashboard, right? A set of applications. The software is actually the same software that you're using for command. It's the same software, it's the same platform. As a result of that, every movement that the consumer makes when they use the software, right, the application, the platform is aware of it. So the platform starts looking for patterns. So my guess would be by next summer, I'm going to make that prediction. By next summer, we will be in a position, because we will have what you would say the consumer used it. Some of them decided to list their home or buy a home. Some of those closed, and the platform knows all of that. It immediately goes out like a heat-seeking missile and starts looking for patterns. So now you're in your database, and you get an alert that says you should call Gary Keller. Why? Because the pattern that we're noticing in his use of your personal app and browser says that he's going to list his home in the next 90 days. Here's the bigger thing. This is what, by the way, that changes everything. The industry changes dramatically. Right now, you can buy services who says, we're going to predict that someone's going to buy or sell. But you understand they're using demographic information. They're not using actual behavior around real estate. They're looking at, did they have a baby? Did they get a divorce? They're checking boxes that way. And it's not that that's not legitimate. The problem is it's usually no better than a 50-50 coin toss to see if they're going to take action or not. This is something very, very different. The other thing that AI allows you to do is, as the consumer is using it and you start seeing what they like or don't like, then behind the scenes, your technology company is absolutely changing and morphing what the product is in order for them to have better experiences. So they don't realize what's going on, but kind of like us upgrading command 100 times a week, consumer then will get upgraded 100 times a week in little micro ways.
For each consumer individually. So
Yes.
Every consumer will have a curated experience based off their preferences. And one of the things I'm most excited about,
What he said.
what you just said a second ago, not only can we score it based off the pattern and say, you should reach out to Gary, we're actually going to tell you the time of day, and would they prefer a phone call, a text message, or email, based off watching them.
Cool.
Yes.
And you both said it in different ways. Like, it's a better experience. It's a better experience if you're the agent. It's a better experience if you're the consumer, right? The platform is meeting you doing your business in a simpler, more seamless way, and it's actually doing that for the consumer. We can deliver more value on both sides.
Yes, here's what's going to happen. By this time next year, we're going to be able to look at your database, and with a certain level of certainty, we'll tell you the dollar value of your database.
Yeah.
Right? I know the rest of you are stunned.
Where are those cue cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what AI wants to do is look at your database of 500 people, and it wants to be able to tell you over time what the dollar value of those 500 people are to you. Right? Yes. Then it wants to come back and it wants to tell you how to better service them and how to better communicate with them. That's what it wants to do. That's when the industry changes, because you become so smart that your ability to provide one-on-one experiences for each of your consumers without you personally having to provide the one-on-one experiences becomes a reality. That's when technology becomes your friend. Make sense? Yeah. A simple example around mortgage would be at the closing, where you simply say, now that you've closed, all your data we've loaded this into your personal mobile app and browser for your real estate. And should rates ever change, and you could save money, would you like to refinance? And of course, consumers are always going to say yes. So you go, okay, great. Okay, that's done. You never have to think about it. If rates change, and you can save money. You're going to get an alert that says you can save $29 a month on your mortgage with no origination fees and no closing costs. Click yes to lock in your rate. Okay. Half are asleep. They don't. By the way, that's how you get customers for life. The thing that scared us, and it's one of the reasons we started Keller Mortgage, is that scenario right there scared the pookie doo out of us. Because if you don't, that's grandfather terms. Because if you're not the one that can offer that at the lowest possible rate at no cost, you're out. You are out. Okay? And this is exactly why you see us going in insurance and mortgage, because those are the two big places. Look, let's be real clear about something. This Amazon Realogy deal. Understand that Amazon offered that to you as well. We said no. And the other half of the room's going, what? I could have gotten a free Echo. What's it?
It only costs half your commission.
Yeah, the referral rate is over 40-something% for those leads.
Oh, it's so
Yes,
bad.
over 40-something% for those leads, by the way. Yeah. The point of me bringing this up, however, is for the fun of it, Josh then just showed them our insurance marketplace, which you can go play with today out in the vendor hall. And their response was,
Ruh-roh.
yeah. And then can we invest?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And we said no. Okay.
That's awesome.
So what you see going on in the industry is, if you look at those headers up there, this is where all the money has been going to try to get ahead of you, right? And the reason why we looked dumb for a couple of years is that we did not spend any more time on bolt-on technology. We stopped. We turned the spigot off. We didn't invest any more money in it. And then we just, privately we would apologize, but there's nothing we could do because it takes time to build this.
There's actually a story that I think is pretty cool. That was about 18 months in. We started telling the world what our plans were, what we saw the vision. We saw this stuff coming in these conversations, and we just assumed all the other large companies were doing the same thing. And so we imagined that there was this like invisible race, that we're all racing to this finish line. And so as soon as we came out and said this is what we're doing, we had our first toe in the water. We assumed everyone else was going to put their toes in the water and would be off to the races. And it was like quiet. And everyone basically the opposite. They're like, we don't do technology. We're a real estate company. Or that's silly. Why would you do that? And you actually had a real, in my mind, like authentic human moment where we looked at each other the next Monday meeting and we go, are we crazy? Like, is this, what's going on? And we went back to our data, we went back to the research, we went back to everything, and we came like, no, this is right. This is the only natural place, this is the only natural conclusion of this journey.
It's the only way our people win.
But we were shocked. And in that moment that we even had, we looked at each other, we said, like, is this, why are we the only ones doing this? Now, fast forward a few years, and I'm on a panel recently, and now they're talking about their vision, which is our past. And other people are coming out with their rolling out things, which are our past. In fact, one of my favorites is I saw a screenshot of one of these new ones who, a few years ago, said we were silly, and they just did a hype video, if you will, on the product. And there's a screen that looks exactly like one of our screens, which was like awesome, it's flattering. The problem was, it was the first version of our screen that we rolled out a year ago. Not good.
Well, the issue again is you have to have the ability to innovate in real time. That's it. Yeah. And that's number one. Number two, you have to have the data all connected so you can create better experiences for your customer. That's the game. That's it. And the only way you can do that is this. Bolt-on technology doesn't scare anybody because anybody can do it. If you can raise some money, you can do bolt-on technology. However, this takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. But the problem is there's no catch-up. What I constantly hear people tell me is, well, don't you think everyone's going to catch up? And this is what I say to them. Show me ketchup.
Uh-huh.
There's only way ketchup looks like this, right? As long as we don't stop innovating, as long as we don't stop looking at the data and building AI in order to create better experiences, folks, there is no ketchup. There is none. By the way, if you think there is catch-up, then how come someone didn't catch up with Amazon? How come someone didn't catch up with Google? Yeah, how come someone didn't catch up with Netflix? How did they not catch up? Because the challenge is that they are so far ahead on curating the experiences that once the consumer starts enjoying those curated experiences for them personally, they have no reason to go, right? Now, the analogy that we use, I'll say this and we'll leave. The analogy that we always use is mobile banking industry. And that is the mobile banking industry was very famous for, hey, 6 months free checking, we got a waffle iron or a juicer, and we have Starbucks coffee in the lobby, come do business with us. And we would just switch and always have free checking, right? And then someone came up with mobile banking, right? Direct deposit, direct pay. And so then we all went, that's awesome. Finally, the banking industry gave us something that really is significant. And we went, yeah, man, I'm going to download all that. And then now that you're doing it, you're loving it, and someone comes along and says, it's catch-up time. I've now built the same thing. So why don't you just switch over to me, and I'll send you a waffle iron also. And you and I look at him and we go, I'm good. I'm good. That's too much brain damage. I've now got all my stuff in here, right? It knows everything I need it to know, and I don't have a good enough reason to switch. So what the real estate industry hasn't counted on, and I don't know why, is there is no catch-up. There is no catch-up in this. And that is whoever can get to the consumer first, meaning you. If you can go to your database and offer them a unique experience that in real time begins to morph itself into what they want it to be, and then someone else comes along later and goes, hey, I got whiskey and cigarettes, and I've got and mine now does that. The problem is that, yeah, yours does that, but there's 6 months or a year or 2 years of the consumer now building their life into that app, into that browser. Can you internalize that? Yes or no? Okay. Because that's the thing that scares them out of us. Because if we weren't the ones doing it on your behalf, giving this to you for you to go do, we'd be scared. I mean, I would actually be terrified on your behalf. Because what would you do?
Which is why I also think a lot of our competition is now getting in the game.
And they're late. All right, guys, thank you. We're going to switch gears.